Hello my listener, my name is Ambrose. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that anytime we upload new video you get new notification. Today, by God's grace, we are going to discuss some biblical steps on how to save in computer, not how to save in Microsoft Word. Biblical step on how to save in computer systems, and anytime you save your job, in order for you to know the particular location where the document has been saved. And by God's grace, today I was able to draft out some guidelines that shows us or that will guide you on how to save your job anytime, any moment you want to save your job in your computer system. So first and foremost, we are going to explain all these steps one after the other first, so that as we're about to proceed you will get some basic steps or some knowledge regarding the saving process. Okay, but at the end of today we are going to know the difference between save and savers, and some of you still don't know the difference between save and savers. At the end of today's lecture, you should be able to differentiate the difference between save and savers. The reason is that sometimes anytime we want to save our job, you must come in contact with this very option in almost all your computer application, which is save and savers. And most people don't actually know their differences. So that is why I also brought the difference between save and savers. And after that, I'm going to explain why we should always update our job during or after saving. So first, like I said, let us begin with the diagram that I drew here, so that it will guide us on how the saving process is all about. So the first one here, now for you to get this diagram that I just drew, you have to press Ctrl+S in your keyboard. That is only when this diagram will display before you. So in case it come up as we're about to begin, or when we want to save our own after this diagram has been off, so you are going to come in contact with this whole diagrams. So but let's first and foremost explain what it's all about. Option number one, which is this very place, we have a desktop, document, computer, and picture, music, download, video, network, and etc. Maybe like cloud. Now this I wrote here, oh sorry, there's an error. These are the available place within the computer system where he or she can save and retrieve, which means not only save, after saving you have to retrieve it, because one is to save, one is to retrieve. It's very easy to save, sometimes it's difficult for you to find, except maybe the documents have taken maybe up to a year, you don't know how to search for them. I'll also show you some code on how you can go to search for those documents after saving for some period of time. So these are the available place within the computer system that was provided for us where individual can save the job. So which means if you save your job in desktop, have it in mind that you are going to locate it in desktop. What do I mean by desktop? This is what I mean by desktop. This interface of your screen, this environment, this interface, available space that we have here is what I mean by desktop. Okay, so we have another one again, which is a document. You can find document, you can open your subfolder and you see document. You can open here and this document, or you can come to this place and type document. Okay, if you type document under this place, to document will definitely show. Okay, look at it. So you can also type something like download on this very place and download will comes up. So you can also type for picture or video within that particular place, in case you don't know how to look for the quickest access under your folder by your left hand side. So you can get there from this very place. If you're supposed to be a computer, but because of the version I'm using, it's showing a PC. Alright, so don't bother about that. Then we have another thing again, which is 2. So the first thing you need to do, as this diagram shows, 1, you have to choose the available location. The available location, or this available location, tells us where you actually want to channel the job to. It's trying to tell us, Oga, please, as you want to begin this saving, where do you want this document to be stored? Because 1 is to save the job, and 1 is to know where the job has been saved. I've heard a lot of people whereby, even some of my students, after saving for some time, I ask them, please, the job I gave to you, where did you save it? Uncle, it's like I saved it here. Oh, they don't actually know where they saved the job. And one of the major facts that also causes you to look for the job you have saved, 1, you don't know the code that you can use to search for the particular job. When I mean the code, like a case study like Microsoft Word, if I want to search for Microsoft Word, all document that are related to Microsoft Word in this location, which is desktop, I click on my desktop and I type DOC. DOC is an abbreviation of Microsoft Word code, which can enable you to search for Microsoft Word job. You can see some of the Microsoft Word job that I have in my desktop will just appear before us. Alright, so that is why the first thing you need to do, you must know the location you are saving the job to. If you do, you can able to remember the name in due time, maybe after some years. You can swear, provided you know the similar name or the particular name you actually used to save the job, or you can search for the related document in that particular location, and automatically it will display before you. Then we have another one again, which is option number 2. So this, what we're trying to explain is that this option number 1 gives you the direction. So gives you the direction, like if I click on desktop will show here. So under my subfolder under desktop, if I click on R&D department, R&D department will also show. It will be giving us the direction or the destination where we are saving the job. So that is why you need to choose the available place within the computer system where you can save your job. Yes, I forgot, there's a place called network. Network is a LAN network that we share within our computer system to system that helps us to share information whenever you are working and you don't want to overstress yourself standing up, maybe taking the job to another system. You can also distribute your information through LAN network. Alright, so the LAN network may not work in this case of our study today because my system is not connected to my LAN network presently now. Alright, then we have option number 2. This option number 2, after option number 1, choosing the location where you want to save the job, the option number 2 says you must give that file a name. So this is another problem that occurred. 1, you save the job. Let's assume you save the job in desktop, and under your desktop you gave it a name. You should be able to know that anytime you want to look for it, you should locate it in desktop, because this is where you save it, which is the desktop, and with the help of the desktop and the name that you used to save it, that's what you are going to use to look for it. So if I save it in desktop, the same that location is what we are going to use to find it. That is the same name you are going to use to find it. So if you save it with John, or maybe let's assume Carol Song, or my pastor job, or Revelation Bible study job here. So if you save it with that name, that is the name you are going to use to look for it. Because 1 is to save that job, 1 you don't know how to look for it. So it's very important whereby after choosing the option, because if you store it in that particular place, a lot of job will also store along with it. So not only that job is there. So a situation of that, you must know the particular name that you actually use to save that job. So that is why this option number 2 comes up, that anytime you want to save your job, you're expected to give that file a name, just like you give birth to a child, and after giving birth to a child, after some few weeks or after some days, you're expected to give that child a name. You can call it Ebere or Amarachi or Mebe or Uka, depends on the name that you want to give to that child. That is the name the child will now be bearing on henceforth. Okay, so name is very important anytime you want to save your job in your computer system. After this option number 2 has done, please don't forget option number 1 is very important. Option number 2 is also very important, because the major important point in this very diagram that I drew, option number 1, destination, you want to locate the job to. Option number 2, give that file a name, very important. Option number 3, save, click on the save button to finally submit your saving process. Then option number 4 is not that important. It's not that important as a beginner one, and it's not so important during the saving process or regarding this topic we are talking about. This option number 4 always tells us that before, in case maybe you want to convert your job, or maybe during your receiving of that job you want to convert it, or you want to change the format to another format, which I'm not going to deliberate or explain in this very video. Okay, so the option number 4 does not really matters for what we are talking about. Then this one is very easy, which means if you don't want to save again, in your keyboard you can press escape or just click on this button. So this one simply means to remove the option process of this saving, okay, or to cancel this dialog box. So let me explain this option number 6. So the option number 6, we are going to use option number 1 and option number 6 together. The reason is that anytime you choose any destination that you want to save the job, automatically here will indicate the destination where you are trying to channel the job to. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me open new Microsoft Word. I want to use Microsoft Word to use as a case study. Double click on blank new page, and let me create a site so I see it properly. Type, let's see, Lord is good. E2023. Okay. So if I click on save, save button, then choose browse, which is location you want to channel job to. Please take note, this is what I mean. This is the place. I want to click on desktop. So I've created similar folder like this I want to use to demonstrate what I meant by this option number 6. So I come here, and under desktop I click here. So instead of here showing us computer, showing us PC because of the version of my operating system I'm using currently. So I click on desktop, and I choose this location, which is R&D department. So the same location is going to tell us this PC, which is supposed to show us the computer, this PC, desktop, R&D department. So if I continue to open the subfolder that I'm channeling the job to, just like guys, if I continue to create the folder, maybe I open it again, and I save the job here. I can decide to save it with let's see, Carol Song 2023. If I click on it now, as I said, Option number 1, very important, which is this very place or this place. These are the available place where you can save your job and retrieve them. Please don't forget that if I should save my job now using this option number 1, and anytime I want to look for it, this is where, which is desktop or document, that is the available place where I can look for it. Because it's very easy to save now. As you continue to do the job, you may not know where you save the job again. So please take note on the basic steps on how to save. Then option number 2 tells us the name that you want to save the job, which is here. Okay, option number 2 says give the file name. If you remember very well, I want to cancel. When I click on this save, it's because if I type now, say good morning my listener. Okay, so I click on this, come here and click on save. If you don't want to go through those long process, hold down your control, that is, look at it here, press Ctrl+S and this dialog box will appear. Click here and let me wipe this one. Hold down your control. I want to do it now. Hold your control down and press Ctrl+S in your keyboard. So this option will appear. If you are using higher version of Microsoft Word, now I'm using 2019, and that's why this option is displaying before us. So but if you are using other lower version like version 7 or 13 or 10, this option may not come up. Okay, so this dialog box, it does not really matter. Please, it does not really matter. So click on more option and it comes up. You can browse the location. You can see good morning my Lee or good morning LA. It comes up because that is the first word that I type. So you normally trace the first word that you type in the paragraph. Okay, let's say Ambrose, how are you doing today? This Ambrose, how are you doing today, is what will appear in your saving dialog box. It's a default saving name, which it normally comes up on its own. So you really want to change it. So I'm not expecting to use this one to save it. Okay, but if you want to do it, depends on you, because using name to save a job does not have a particular or does not have a specific names that you should give it. But I will really advise you to give it a name that you can be able to remember in due time. All right. Okay, so you can go ahead, press Ctrl+S in your keyboard and browse the location. Then you click on browse the location you want to save. Desktop, let's use around the department like case study for the purpose of this diagram that I drew. Okay, I come here and select around the department. You can channel the job to this place. I don't want to use the word Ambrose, how are you doing today? So I want to save it. Maybe let's say lecture 17. Okay, lecture 17 in MS Word. Lecture 17 tutorial. Or let's say lecture 17. I'll click on save. So this lecture 17 is my name of my file, and each time I click on save, anytime I want to look for that document in that location, lecture 17 is the actual name I will use to look for it. I hope it's clear. Okay, click on save now. So automatically your title, which is the title of your saving, will now be lecture 17/Word. Okay, so I come here and close it. So there are different ways to look for your job. You can come here and go to recent job. So all your recent job, this recent job has minimum numbers of work you can display. There is this recent. So at a time, if it's maybe it can stop to maybe 10 or 15 or 20. Okay, so I don't actually know the actual numbers that you can store. But anytime you recently save a job, this recent will show us. So you can open your recent job through this place, okay, by coming to Ctrl+O. Press Ctrl+O on your keyboard and you will see your recent job that you also do, okay. Or you can come here, File, and you see your recent job here. Another way, you can also search for the particular job, which is this recent job that we save, in case you don't want to search for it through this very place, okay. This is around the department. Look at it here, look at the folder here, double click here, MS Word lecture 17. Or you can come here, search for the name in this particular place, okay. Search for the name in this particular place and it will show, okay. So this place can also give you an option where you can save, search your job. Or if you know you cannot be able to remember the particular name you used to save it, maybe it's up to, let's say 3 months or 5 months, you're about, you can, anybody can forget, even myself, it happened to me. So but the major fact is that give it a name. This name will help you, or if you can be able to recognize in the file, so you can be able to remember, this is the file I'm looking for, if you cannot be able to remember the name, because the situation will occur, you don't know the name, you cannot be able to remember the name of the file you are looking for, but once you see the file, you will recall back. So occasionally something like that can occur. So that's why I will urge you, and know this code. If it is Microsoft Word, know the code like DOC desktop. If you want to search it in Microsoft, my document, you can come here and type DOC, which means anything related to Microsoft Word will appear before you. If it is picture, you can, if you want to search it for the whole computer, go to this PC or computer. If you are using lower version of Windows, maybe Windows 7, so it will tell you computer, but this one is Windows 10, like I said earlier. So you can, if you want to search it, anything related to Microsoft Word in this whole document, in this whole computer, you can come and type DOC. So this one will take some couple of time to appear. So anything that related to Microsoft Word, or that names, that any name that started with DOC will appear. DOC is an abbreviation of a document, okay. Then we have another thing again. You can also search it through your network, or depends on you, okay. Just as I told you that time, I have not installed, I'm not currently in LAN network. So anytime I want to save a job, it will tell you that this network is not available. For instance, I type a job, hello, or let's say JPEG or DOC. I come here, let's use shortcut, press Ctrl in your keyboard and hold down the Ctrl in your keyboard and press S. Let's say I want to save in network, I want to change this job to network. If I click on this network, it will tell us that this computer is not connected. So if you are using your computer to practice and you want to save it in network, it will not work except your computer is connected through LAN network, so it's not going to show, okay. Alright, so that is for that network. I believe this interface or this diagram I drew helped us a lot, okay. In case you are missing any step regarding this video, please rewind it back. Okay, so let's go back to the saving process properly now. So but before we start the saving, we need to explain difference between save and save as. Like I said earlier before, we normally, or anytime you open the program, any of the application, you come in contact with save and save as, and that is the major reason for this program, okay. One is save. Before we start, save Like if you notice when I press Ctrl plus S in this very Microsoft folder I want to save, it appear, that is, the saving dialog box will appear. So this save shows that you have not saved the job at the first time, and when you press Ctrl plus S, the dialog box will appear, showing us that, bros, this is the first time you are saving this job. And if you see press Ctrl plus S after saving the job, the dialog box will not appear again. So that is to say, the only way the dialog box appear when we are saving is, one, you have not saved the job at the first time. So when you press Ctrl plus S, this dialog box, that dialog box will appear, which is this saving dialog box will appear. Then two, if you want to rechannel the job by using this option, which is save as, which we are going to deliberate now, or which we are going to discuss now. So this that dialog box will also appear. So the dialog box appear in two ways. One, you haven't saved the job at the first time. Two, you have saved the job and you want to change the name of the file, or you want to change the location where you save that file. That dialog box will appear. Then the update, as we're about to practice the saving properly, the update, I'm going to explain it. The update simply means when you save the job at the first time, does not guarantee you that the job that you save, as you continue to type, the job that you recently type into the previous one will not join the first one. So you have to update it. This is what I mean. For instance, I started with let's say revelation of Christ Living Word Ministry, Exhortation Center, Ologbo, Edo State. If I press Ctrl plus S, so I don't want to save now. If I press Ctrl plus S, if I save it, now that is my first saving. But if, let me just do it, Ctrl plus S, more, I want to channel the job to the sender location. Okay, let me save it in my document. I will give it a name, Bible Study. Bible Study 17 or 18 series. Okay, let's see, one series. I click on save. This is the name of my file. Very, very important. If I click on save, remember I save it in my document. If I continue to type, let's as well say today lecture, today lecture, or in our previous study, or in our previous, if I did not press Ctrl plus S, watch you, this is Ctrl plus S, or you can come here and do that. There's no difference between you. This one is just alternative shortcut. Okay, either you press here, but all these are long process, please. All these are long process. You can press it in your keyboard because you cannot be moving your mouse to this place to update it. So if you press here, I've saved the name, and the name of the job is Bible Study. Anytime I press Ctrl plus S again, is update. It's known as update. Because if you do not press Ctrl plus S, this very one which is in our previous will not be added to this. It's only this that will be saved. Let's try it. I close. Close. and I save it in my document. You can come here and search for it, as we said earlier. Document, this document, the name of the file is Bible study. You can search here Bible study here, or change your view, look at it, Bible study 1, and the date is also showing there. Double click on it and it opens. You can see in our previous it's not there, so let's type again in our previous. So I'll press Ctrl plus S now. You are going to see something that will run very fast, showing you that it has updated. It's updating, I'm to say. So I press Ctrl plus S. You can see. So what we are trying to explain is that as you continue to type, whatever the job you are doing, whether you are using AutoCAD or anything at all, as you continue to type, you try as much as possible to press that Ctrl plus S. Please don't forget. So the Ctrl plus S means update. So each time you continue to type, press Ctrl plus S. If you type maybe 5 minutes, press Ctrl plus S. If you type after maybe 30 minutes, press Ctrl plus S. Don't wait until you finish typing before you press the Ctrl plus S, or don't wait until you finish your typing before you save. Anything can happen and your job, you may lose your job. Not you may lose your job, you will lose your job. Alright, so okay, but sometimes Microsoft Word help us to back up our information at this left hand panel. Okay, so but I will not guarantee you that. Okay, the first thing you need to do, if you did not save your job, you will not be able to recover or get the information that you have typed so far. Assuming somebody gave you a job to do, and the job took you about 3 hours or 4 hours to type it, and unfortunately you have spent up to 4 hours or 3 hours, you haven't saved the job. You are depending on the power or the light that you are using, or the laptop, and your laptop or your desktop something just happened, interrupt it. In short, which means you start all over again because there's no option about it. So that's why I'm expecting you. Don't wait until you finish your typing or until you finish whatever you are doing before you save. Once the job, and you knew within yourself the job is important, so it's important, maybe it can be later or anything they give you to do in your office, the first thing you need to do is to save the file. First, if you type one line, let's say Revelation of Christ Ministry, maybe this one is your Bible study, Revelation of Christ Ministry, press Ctrl plus S and this dialog box will appear. Follow the option that I explained, and that is how you can go to channel the job to the destination. Okay, so then we have another one again, which is a save as. All right, save as is to receive the job to another direction. So let's see. Let's save this one. We have, which is save as. Save as, you can use F12. So save as, the only way the dialog box will appear, just as we said earlier, is by using save as. So I can click on save as. Okay, so click on this save as. So that is the, so anytime you press Ctrl plus F12, so automatically, which is F12 in your keyboard, you will see this F12 in your keyboard. Okay, so you will see this save as will come up, or there's another shortcut that you can use to do that. Okay, save as is to change your location. You can come here and click on save as, click here and save as. So you can decide to change the name. I can have it maybe study 2, the same name, the same location. So under my document. Okay, so let's close, minimize. You can see, let's view it so that this one is study 1, study 2. If I open it, the same information. the same information, no difference. If I open it again, the same information, no difference. Okay, then we have, so let us explain the slightly difference between save and save as. One, it is used to make change to the current file by pressing Ctrl plus S, yes, which is update. So as you press Ctrl plus S, you are automatically updating it. So if you have not saved the job at the first time, it also shows that that dialog box will appear telling you that you have not saved the job at the first time. Then we have save as. It is used to apply change to a new file by pressing F12 key, as I said earlier. Then a file can be saved with a single name. Yes, like as I told you before, this one is study 1. This is the name of the file. As you continue to type, just like what I'm typing now, this rubbish I'm typing now, if you press Ctrl plus S, the same file can be stored in a single name. If I press Ctrl plus S, automatically update. Let's assume I copy this and paste. This file will still be saved. Ctrl plus S, you see, so automatically it's updated. So a file can also be saved in a single name. So a file can be saved with a single name using the save option known as update, which is this update. Then 2, a file can be saved with multiple using the save as option. That is multiple, that is, you can decide to change the name. Remember I told you that at the first time that we saved the job, it was bearing Bible study 1, but we can decide to rechannel it. Let's do it again. We can decide to rechannel it. We can say Bible study 3. So the file name can be changing. You can say, okay, we don't want to use word Bible study 3. Let's say final correction, so that I want it to be different from the one I said before. So the file name can be changed. You can decide to change the name of the file again by using this option. Okay, all right, so click on save. So automatically, let's close and find it. Correction, or final correction, and I save it in my document. So this is the final correction. Okay, it opens. Then another one again, even if the document is saved many times, that is, if you continue to press Ctrl plus S as many times in your keyboard, all the file is going to be stored in one particular spot. Please don't forget that. The file will not change, unlike the one you can save as multiple with different names, which is save as, that is F12. Okay, then number 3 on save as, it allows user to save the document many times in different locations using save as options. Okay, either F12 or using save as. Like this one, I've saved the job before. I can start to save it again, my desktop save as. So this dialog box will appear. Okay, so if you channel this job now to this R&D department, and I can start to channel it. Let's convert it to PDF, because I told you that I don't want to explain this one in this video. I want to change it to PDF and say this place, save. Okay, I've converted the job now. So it depends on why you want to save it. The job automatically converted to PDF. Okay, so that is another reason why you need to use save as. So I may not know whatever that prompts you why you want to use save as. Either you want to change the name, or you want to convert it to another default format, or other thing that will prompt you. Maybe correction has made, or you depends. I cannot detect why you should do that. Okay, so all right, a user can use the command to avoid data loss and to update previous store work. Okay, you can also use it. So if you did not, like as I told you, if you did not continue to press Ctrl+S, which is this very side, you will lose your job. So as you are doing that, that's what I mean by update. Then the save command allows a user to rename, we have said that before, to rename and save an existing file in a new place. So I believe this video has helped you, or you have learned something from this tutorial. In case maybe there's any place I miss, you can also contribute your own. Thank you very much. Please don't forget the procedure on how to save. The procedure says 1. Choose the available location where you want to save the job. 2. Give that file name, very important. 3. Click on save to finally submit it. So if after all these things are done, you also try to remember where you save it. And if you cannot to remember, you can swear no try and understand the name of the file. Like if you want to search for picture in your desktop, you can search for picture on your desktop, okay, with the file name code. Because it's situation whereby sometimes you store document and you store picture in your desktop and you don't know where you save it. You can use the code format to find it, like a case study like JPEG. Okay, so thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that anytime I upload new video, you get notification. Bye and God bless you. See you in my next video.